meeting of the Mobile City Planning Commission, I would like to take a moment to review our general operating procedures. Our meeting is divided into two sessions, the public hearing session and the deliberation session. In the public hearing session, an application or group application on the agenda is called. The applicant makes his or her presentation. Commission members ask questions, if any. Members of the public make their comments. Only 4 people may speak for an agenda item and 4 against. Each speaker is limited to 5 minutes, subject to questions by the commission. After 4 minutes, a loud beep will indicate 1 minute left to speak, and at this point, please summarize your comments. After all opposition speakers have finished, the applicant will be given time to respond. If you do intend to speak, please come to the podium, speak into the microphone, and give your name and address for our minutes. Please direct all comments to the commission only and not to the applicant or the audience. And please remember to speak directly into the microphone. On routine applications, the applicant may simply raise his or her hand if there are no objections to the staff recommendations. I will then announce that the applicant is in full agreement with those recommendations. If there are any questions, the applicant will be given an opportunity to respond. After hearing all applications, the commission will go into the deliberation session. In the deliberation session, the commissioners discuss each applicant with input from the staff as necessary, but with no input from the audience. The commissioners then vote on each application, and the results of voting can be learned from the planning department. If some issue arise in the deliberation session that were not addressed in the public hearing, the chairman has the discretion either to allow additional comments pertaining to those issues in order to resolve them or call for the application to be held over for discussion at a future meeting. Occasionally, 1 or more commission members may recuse themselves from discussing and voting on a given application. A recusal does not necessarily mean the member is directly involved with the application or the applicant. Depending upon the circumstances, ethical rules may require a recusal when there is only the slightest appearance of a conflict of interest. If a regular member recuses, a supernumerary will vote in their stead unless both supernumeraries are already voting due to absences. The Planning Commission makes final decisions subject to appeal on subdivisions, planning approvals, plan unit developments, PUDs. The Planning Commission only makes recommendations on zoning applications, with the City Council making the final decision. Please turn all your cell phones off at this time or put them on vibrate. Roll call. Myself, Carlos Gant here. Miss Jennifer Denson. Here. Mr. John Ballas. Here. Miss Bess Rich.
Here.
Mr. Don Hembry.
Here.
Mr. Nick Omberger.
Here.
Miss Shirley Sessions.
Here.
Mr. Alan Cameron. Here. Miss Libby Latham.
Here.
And Mr. Doug Anderson. We have a quorum. We'll begin with our holdovers. The first one being 414 and 430 Schillinger Road North. This application is recommended for tentative approval. Is the applicant present?
Yes.
Are you in agreement?
My name is Fred Height with Height Land Surveying, and we're in agreement with the PUD and the subdivision for the staff approvals. I'd just like to ask for, on this, under subdivisions for number 12, we'd like to be able to go ahead and get signatures on the subdivision plat while the engineer is doing the final revised PUD, because you won't be able to get any permits until that's submitted, but we could at least move forward with the subdivision signatures and finalize that part of it.
Is that doable? Okay, that's doable.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there anyone else here to speak for this? Is there anyone to speak against this application? Okay, thank you. Item number 2, east terminus of Layton Place Drive, subdivision 2016, Layton Place subdivision phase 2. This application is recommended for denial. Is the applicant present?
Millard Austin with Austin Engineering Company here in Mobile.
I just got some staff recommendations, and I'm not sure exactly what they are. Is it recommended for conditional approval or denial?
Denial.
Denial.
Because of the fire code? Okay. We'd like to ask for a holdover to amend the plat to try to get it in compliance. I was thinking that we could put 29 or 30 lots in this unit, but we just talked to the captain, and the first unit is going to be counted with the 30. So we probably want to reduce the number of lots in this unit. If we could get a holdover to get a new plat down here, that's what we'd like to do.
Okay. Hold over to October 20th. That will probably be granted.
Thank you very much.
Is there anyone else here to speak for this application? Is there anyone here to speak against? Keeping in mind this will probably be held over, and you'll have an opportunity to comment at that time. Thank you. Moving to new subdivision applications. Item number 3, 186 Stanton Road. It's recommended for tentative approval. Is the applicant here? Are you in agreement with staff recommendations? Is there anyone here to speak for this? Anyone else here to speak against this? Thank you. Item number 4, Ball subdivision. This is recommended for tentative approval. Is the applicant present? Are you in agreement with staff recommendations? Yes. Applicant is present and is in agreement. Is there anyone else to speak for it? Is there anyone to speak against? Please come down, sir.
I have a question.
Please come to the podium.
My name's Danny McMillan. I live, my land backs up to it on Hamilton Creek Drive, 9800, and just, this is the first time I guess I've been down here. What are they going to do? I didn't hear a lot of anything being said. Is it they're building a subdivision, or what are they doing?
They're making one lot out of multiple parcels, and it's zoned R1, single-family residential, so the only thing they can really do is put a house on it, unless, I'm sorry, it's in the county? I'm sorry, I thought it was in the
Okay,
city.
that's fine. I just didn't understand, and I couldn't tell by looking at it. Thank you.
Okay. Is there anyone else here with any questions? Okay, thank you. Item number 5, 3516 Bayfront Road. This one is recommended for tentative approval. Is the applicant present? Are you in agreement with staff recommendations? Applicant is present and is in agreement. Is there anyone here to speak for this? Anyone here to speak against? Thank you. Item number 6, 8601 and 8611 Old Pascagoula Road. This is recommended for tentative approval. Is the applicant present? Are you in agreement with the staff recommendations? Applicant is present and is in agreement. Is there anyone here to speak for this? Anyone here to speak against this application? Thank you. Item number 7, 11241 Tanner Williams Road. This application is recommended for approval. Is the applicant present?
Yes. Bobby McBride, Row Engineering. In agreement with the staff recommendations. However, on note 4, concerning the curb cuts, I want to clarify. It says limited to one curb cut along Novatan and Tanner Williams Road. Lot A, which is the lot the owner lives on, has an existing driveway on Tanner Williams and one on Novatan. So I just want to clarify that both of those will be preserved there, that we can keep both of those. And also the other two lots, B and C, which front on Novatan Road, we'd like to ask for 2 curb cuts there, or not limit ourselves to 1. Those are 10-acre lots, and they have both over 460 feet of frontage. So we feel like 2 would not be asking too much. The owner is a little concerned about it. She has a possible buyer for one of them, and I think there was a little concern about that, so.
Not 2 for each, but 2, 1 for B and 1 for C?
B and C
2 for each.
would like to have more than 1 approved if we could for each one of those lots, maybe 2 per lot on that side. And then just want to verify that we're preserving the 2 driveways on Lot A, the one to Novatan and the one to Tanner Williams. I think the owner actually uses, her house fronts on Tanner Williams, and there is an existing driveway there, but I think she actually uses the driveway around back of her house on Novatan.
So what you're requesting is you want to preserve the curb cuts on Lot A, and then you want 2 curb cuts for Lot B and 2 curb cuts for Lot C?
Yes, sir, if we could, that's what we'd like to ask for, please.
Is there any objection to that from the city? On the curb cuts? Oh, okay.
They were probably lining it up at those two.
Any other questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else here to speak for this?
Y'all, my name's Terry Lundy, and I live at 1009 Novatan Loop across from the property. How many units are we talking about putting on that lot if they do? On what size lots are we talking about?
I think
They said they each have 400 feet of frontage and they have 900 foot of depth, so I'm not sure what 400 times 900 is. I think
36.
10 acres.
What's the 26 acres about?
The owner, could you please answer?
Between the 3 lots, it's 26 acres. Lot B is 10 acres, Lot C is 10 acres, and then Lot A, as you can see from the cutout, is the remaining 6 acres of the 26.
So what's going to be developed for homes?
It's in the county. We really don't know how it's going to be developed. It's just being subdivided into 3 legal lots of record. That's the only jurisdiction that the Planning Commission has outside of the city limits.
but they can only put 1 structure on each lot.
Not necessarily in the county.
So they could do it.
The restrictions is saying that one dwelling per lot.
We have no legal authority over the enforcement of the restrictions, but y'all do.
Yeah,
And we're just subdividing as you see it.
right. Okay. My concern too is we're getting a lot of stormwater drain off from the Novatan Road, and it's washing down. I'm on a private road, and it's washing our road out. Now, when they develop this, where's all that stormwater gonna go? I mean,
We don't have any control over that until they develop, and then that would be handled by the county building commission.
okay. Well, I'm against this going in there, so,
Okay, duly noted, sir.
okay? Thank you.
Is there anyone else here to speak against or for? Thank you. Next, new rezoning applications. Item number 8, 3490 Hurricane Bay Road. This item is recommended for approval. Is the applicant present? Are you in agreement with staff recommendations? Okay. Is there anyone else here to speak for? Anyone here to speak against? Thank you. New group applications. Item number 9, 6455 and 6459 Overlook Road, Word of God Church subdivision. It's in 4 parts. 3 parts are recommended for approval. subject to staff recommendations. And the last part, the sidewalk waiver, is recommended for denial. Is the applicant present? Are you in agreement with the staff recommendations?
Only one question, Mr. Chairman, is whether or not the application for the sidewalk waiver will be refiled.
You can refile it. I don't know. You can refile it, sir. The answer to your question is yes.
They're doing 6
This
months.
doesn't make it final if I say you accept.
Well, it's final until there is a new application, but that new application, unless there is something major that was not part of this application, the recommendation is going to be the same.
If you want to
Come down.
talk about it in detail, I'm going to have to ask you to come to the podium.
They have to wait 6 months. They won't get to see it.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Bill Deemer. I'm the architect of the project. My concern is that we have 308 foot of frontage. There are no other sidewalks in this neighborhood, either on the opposite side of Overlook Road or on our side. We submitted with the application photographs at grade level to show any ditches, et cetera, and we felt like that just the fact that there are no sidewalks anywhere else in the neighborhood, for us to put in 308 feet of sidewalk seems a little unnecessary. So that's the reason I'm asking if we could refile, even though if we accept what's been presented today as recommended for approval, that we can refile for a sidewalk waiver.
It's been our practice that currently we don't, unless there's some condition preventing you from putting a sidewalk in, then as these come up, we're requiring them. So the odds of you getting an approval on a resubmittal is, unless there's some changing circumstance, it probably won't happen. But as the ones around you develop, we're gonna make them put sidewalks in too, and then hopefully eventually you'll all have sidewalks.
I understand. All right. Then we're in acceptance.
Okay. Is there anyone else here to speak for? Anyone here to speak against? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I just did have a question of engineering, because it doesn't look like their detention times, like on the frontage, there's grade issues there that, there's plenty of room to put a side. It shows your detention right there overlooks it.
Actually, I think at that location on both sides, there's ditches, but at some point in the past, somebody piped the frontage at the church.
Item number 10, 4485 Laughlin Drive. That's two parts. Both are recommended for tentative approval. Is the applicant present? Are you in agreement with staff recommendations? Yes. Is there anyone here to speak against this application? Thank you. Item number 11 is recommended for holdover. That's 5289 Halls Mill Road. That'll most likely be granted.
Vallis is recusing.
Is there anyone here to speak for or against this? Your opportunity will be given at the time that it is heard again for the holdover. That concludes all of our applicants. We will now move into deliberations. Starting with our holdovers, 414 and 430 Schillinger Road. It's recommended for tentative approval.
I'd like to make a motion, subject to staff recommendations. Are we only revising condition 12 of subdivision? We would provide, I don't think I've ever provided that language before.
What?
12 and 13.
No, I mean, I had made a motion to not require it, so I make a motion to approve without the plat, without,
Signatures.
Yeah.
perfect.
Second.
We're not removing the condition, we're just removing it as a requirement before permitting. Is that right?
We need 2 copies, yes. Removing the prior to permitting.
Well, removing prior to the signing of the
Signing
plat.
of the plat,
We would
yes.
still want the revised site plans prior to permitting.
Okay. So the requirements are still there, we're just getting our timing swapped up, okay.
So could we get a clarity on the motion?
Yeah, how will that read?
Using 13, which has the same verbiage as 12, submittal of 2 revised PUD site plans to planning and zoning.
Okay, thank you. We have it properly moved and seconded. Are we ready for the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposes? Pass. Item number 2 is recommended for holdover to October 20th. I'll make that motion. Probably move and seconded that it be held over. All in favor? Pass. Item number 3, 186 Stanton Road, recommended for tentative approval. We have a motion.
Move to approve based on staff recommendations.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Item number 4, Ball subdivision, south side of Cottage Hill Road, recommended for approval. Have a motion.
Move to approve based on staff recommendations.
Second.
Properly motioned and seconded. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Pass. Item number 5, 3516 Bayfront Road, recommended for approval, subject to staff recommendation. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any questions by commission? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Pass. Item number 6, 8601 and 8611 Old Pascagoula Road, which is being recommended for approval with staff recommendations. A motion.
Move to approve based on staff recommendations.
Properly moved and seconded. Any questions by commissioners? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Pass. Item number 7, 11241 Tanner Williams Road, recommended for approval with revision to item 4. Is there a motion?
Move to approve based on staff recommendation. I'm not sure what verbiage we need to use on this, but we need to maintain and protect the 2 existing driveways on Tanner Williams Road. And then the Lot B and C, those are approximately 400 feet wide, so allowing for 2 curb cuts for each lot.
Lot A, not necessarily 2 on, but 2, 1 to each street.
One to each street.
Yeah.
One to Tanner Williams and one to
Correct.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Are we ready for the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposes? Pass. New rezoning applications, item number 8, 3490 Hurricane Bay Road. It's recommended for approval. Have a motion.
I move we approve, subject to staff recommendations.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Are we ready for the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Item number 6, 6455 and item number 9, 6455 and 6459 Overlook Road. Parts A, B, and C are recommended for approval, and Part D is recommended for denial. Any motions?
Move to deny the sidewalk waiver and a move to approve the PUD and the subdivision per staff recommendations.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Item number 10, 4485 Laughlin Drive. Recommended for approval, subject to staff recommendation, both parts A and B. I have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Are we ready for the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Item number 11 was recommended for holdover. You want which meeting? October 20th? I'll make that motion that we hold over until October 20th. Properly moved and seconded. Any question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That ends our deliberation. Other business, there's a reminder that we'll have a business meeting on Thursday, September 22nd at 2 p.m. in the multi-purpose room. Is there any other?
I make a motion that we do that.
I second that motion.
And Ms. Linda's going to put the bill.
All right.
Let y'all think about that. Give somewhere convenient across the street or something. The election of the office will be that meeting or the following? That meeting, at the end of the meeting, will also be election of office.
So the new chairman should buy the drinks.
Actually, we should buy the drinks.
So
for the
no
new chairman.
drinks first. No drinks first
No,
before the.
no, no.
We got it.
Are we still on, or what? Have we adjourned?
The date is October 6th.
What's the date? October 6th.
All right, if there's nothing else, meeting adjourned.
See, we had not adjourned.